My name's Edward Smith, and I was Extension Director for the last 6 or 8 years with the A&M system. Good question, but it's one that's easy for me to answer. I had a vocational ag teacher that was an Aggie, and when I was deciding whether to go to the Army or go to college, he suggested that I go to A&M, being that that's where he graduated from, and he also said you don't have the wealth to probably be in production agriculture, but you've got the business sense. And he's the one, although he was in ag education, he suggested that I go and study ag economics. So he basically sent me here to study ag economics, and it was a wise choice. Well, all my professional career was with the extension program. When I graduated in 74 with a master's degree, I went to work as a county extension agent, assistant county agent in Gaines County out in West Texas, and did the county agent work for about 5 years in Gaines and Terry County, and then at that point decided that I might want to get into extension administration, and so the extension service sent me back to school. I convinced them that ag economics was a good degree for extension administration, and so they sent me back to school, and I moved back here in 1980, got the PhD, and then worked as an extension economist for 20 years in the extension program before moving over to administration in 2001. Well, there's obviously a lot, but I mentioned my ag teacher. That had a big impact because my dad thought that every young man should go straight into the military and then make his own way in life, and the ag teacher convinced him that I had the capability to earn my way through school and to do that, and so that was a big decision, since it was right in the middle of Vietnam at the time. And so then actually Timm, the man that this award's named after, he had worked in extension, and he was a very outgoing department head who visited with the students, and he had mentioned extension to me, and when they interviewed on campus, they offered me a job, and I was with them for 38 years. I think success is always someone else's judgment, but from my personal opinion, to have success is to be able to do a job that you enjoy doing. If it's work, then you're probably not successful at it. If it's a job you enjoy doing, and which I was very lucky to have a career that put me in position to visit and work with people on issues that were important to them, and so every day was a new experience. It wasn't boring. It was constantly challenging, and ag economics allowed me to address a number of issues with lots of different people, and from my personal position, that 38 years in public service is a success because I enjoyed doing it. I enjoyed it to the day I retired. Well, I looked at the honor registry, and I know about 70% of the people in there, and so I'm very, very humbled to be selected for this award. It's very, very important when your colleagues nominate you and bestow this type of award, and I'm very, very appreciative and very proud.
How have you managed time between your family, your work, and your priorities?
That's a good question. obviously have a good wife, Elaine. We've been married for 40 years, and so she basically raised the family while I was out on the job. I told them at the retirement that she was the most nervous about my retiring, because she said, we've been in extension 38 years, you've only been home about 5 of those years, and she didn't want that ratio to change. She didn't want that much of me. So no, a supportive spouse and partner, it's been great, and we've had a great life. I think to follow the same lines as my answer in some of the other questions, I would say find something that you love to do. Find a job that you love to do. If you find a job you don't like, then you're not going to be successful in it. Find a job that you love to do, where it's not work, where it's a joy to be paid for doing something that you love to do, and then you're likely to excel. And then, of course, work with good people. You know, I haven't done that much, so I'm humble about this award, but I've always worked with good people, and those good people have made everybody look good. Well, I told people I was just the pretty face of extension, and they started laughing just like you have when I said that. No, I don't think, I think you got to be flexible. You work with lots of different people with lots of different experiences, and if you don't take things that seriously, if you put out quality work but don't intimidate people, or don't make them feel comfortable in the area of economics that we worked in, it's their livelihood on the line, and if they're comfortable, you're going to be successful in dealing with it. Again, it's an honor to be bestowed this recognition in the Tyrus Timm Registry. He retired the year that I graduated in '73, and so he was the department head while I was undergraduate, and the characteristics that he showed are characteristics that are universal and basically could be principles. Listen to the people, get out, visit, see what their needs are, and try to address them as best you can.